thank you all for coming. This is really a very, very interesting and very exciting announcement that we have today. It's complexity made simple. This is going to allow citizens another vehicle and another way to communicate with the vice mayor, with their elected officials, and with their city. And I'd like to introduce the Vice Mayor Ron Smith, to tell us a little about this.
You know, I have a picture of Rockwell's famous painting here of, you know, the gossip of going around and people communicating. Communication's been around forever, since human beings have, I mean, we sit around the campfire and exchange stories. Kids take 2 tin cans with a string, and just the idea of talking with each other. And now we have all this technology. There's Facebook, and Councilman Ken Mann and I were talking about Foursquare and checking into businesses, and there's just a plethora of different websites for social media and connections out there. But one of the most important things about communication nowadays with all this technology is you have to make it easy. And this slide is specifically for Mark, because he said you got to make it easy for, you know, technophobes. And that's what this is. So what we have today is, we started a couple years ago this idea of having coffees with citizens and asking them, what do you think? And I started looking at the technology of the smartphones. If you see, I teach at the college, and there's students that are texting each other during class, or they're on Facebook and they're checking it over here. People are using these phones constantly. And I mean, now within your hand, I mean, just think of what you have, all the power. You have high definition video and photography and tape recordings and your music and your email and all these communication tools. So with all the apps that are out there, we came up with an app. I formed a partnership with Geofiti that did a app for the city of Long Beach. It's an award-winning app that people can connect with the city of Long Beach. And we actually did this icon here that says, what do you think? We're using the coffee mugs. And this is a phone app that's downloadable from iTunes, free of charge, and you can connect with the city. And there's a lot of neat things with it. Contacts, for instance. There's a bunch of pages that you can turn in graffiti. You can give your opinions on things that are going on for the council, like the council agenda items, or anything, any ideas or any information that you'd like to give. There's crime tips, code enforcement, comments, questions, issues, if you want to invite us to a meeting. There's emergency phone numbers. All you have to do is press the green button, and you can get the sheriff's department, code enforcement, dangerous dogs, poison control, missing children, any of those, just right with you all the time. Here's an example of graffiti that I took over at the Sierra Medical Group. Somebody can, driving along, they can pull over, they see some graffiti, a citizen can, they could take their smartphone, they could take a picture of the graffiti, put the address of where it's at, and send it in, and it goes to me and it goes to the city and tells us, hey, there's some graffiti on this corner. It can also be crime tip, code enforcement, dangerous dogs, any of that. It's real time. Here's the crime tip screen. I just put a couple of the screens up there so you could see it. It's the same ones on the board here. Events. Here's, you know, I do a quarterly bird walk, and I do it 4 times a year for different seasons. So I just put this up as a sample. Different events that are going on with the city, you can check in, and when you click on it, it gives you the time, where it is, the connection with the city's website, and also a map of where that event's going to be held. Here's news events. We just did you know, the baseball stadium that went solar, so you could click on that if you wanted to see more. Oh, well, this was the piano one. I know they conned me into sitting down at the piano, but so you could get news events also. So it's a two-way communication device. You can communicate with us, and we can communicate with you. So right now I'd like to introduce Travis Brooks from Geofiti, and that's the corporation that won the award for the app for the city of Long Beach. Travis?
Hi, my name is Travis Brooks, and I'm with Geofiti, Vice President of Sales and Marketing. And I'm delighted to be here today, and particularly excited to launch this app. Vice Mayor Smith has been a great client to work with. His not only is technically savvy, but he understands community. He understands what's required to bring people together and to communicate back and forth. He just showed you in the application how powerful it is to put in the hands of a user the information that they need to be a better citizen, to communicate their needs and their issues to the city government, and then to have the information come back to them to keep them up to date. And as I said, Ron's very adept at this, and he's been, we've really just scratched the surface. The technology is there, and the marketing savvy is there, and we think that this will continue to grow. He's on the very leading edge of this for city governments, and we anticipate that within a year or two, the app market is so new that within a year or two, there will be many, many more people looking into this, and you can see it's in the news all the time now. But being out front will mean that I guess the depth of use in the community and the depth of functionality will be even greater for you guys. So we're really proud of you guys. Thank you.
Travis.
Morning. We all stay connected. I mean, we really do. And I got to tell you, for Lancaster and for the citizens, this is something that I see as having a real potential to assisting us in law enforcement. As you know, we deal with information. We rely on the citizens and having the citizens actively involved in the community and law enforcement. And unless we get information from the citizens, it's difficult for us to investigate those crimes that happen. So this is just another tool that's going to take us forward into, reducing the crime in the community and making the community a better place to live. So I'm looking forward to, getting information off of it. I've already got it on my iPhone. So it's a real easy to use app, and we'll see where it goes.
We have Councilman Ken Mann here, but I'm not going to introduce him and let him speak because he said he was just going to come up and complain that it's not on BlackBerry right now. Now, Travis has told me that they're working on a BlackBerry version of it at the first quarter of next year. The Droid version should be out within the next week. But if you want to download the app on iPhone right now, you just go to iTunes and run Ron Smith, and it'll come up, and it's free of charge, and it just downloads on your iPhone. So we'll open it up if you have any questions. I know I have an iPhone, Don has an iPhone, we have Brandon here with an iPhone, Jason has an iPhone, so we have a number of people that it's already downloaded on. So if the media wants to come and actually see it in action, we can do it. We can send Mark a whole bunch of messages of cleanup and potholes and code enforcement violations. He just can't wait to get that. So any questions for Don, for Travis, for myself? Okay, well, thank you for coming, and if any of you would like to come and see the app working, glad you can make it.